It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. This is episode 87. I am your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by Noelle Herzog, my lovely co-host.
Hi, Tracey. Thank you for having me.
Noelle, thank you so much for coming on episode 87 of Oh, wow. I was going to say Teen Mom of 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk, because this episode is brought to you by Usual Wines. Little housekeeping, not too much housekeeping today,
right.
Just a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you're buying tickets October 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, October 3rd, we're going to be doing a live Zoom podcast. You can only hear this podcast if you are there live. We are going to be talking about every single episode of Darcy and Stacy.
Stacy and Darcy.
Starcy and Daisy.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I haven't watched
I don't know
yet.
either. I just see people commenting in the group. Guys, if you want to join our group, it's 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk on Facebook, and go in there. If you want to discuss the episode, if you want to discuss something that happened on this episode of the podcast or any episode of the podcast, make sure you do that. And if you need more of me and Noelle, then you could join the Patreon at patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast, where you get almost 200 exclusive bonus episodes from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just so amazing. Let's jump into it. Happily Ever After, season 5, episode 15. We're going to start with Larissa.
So, okay. Watching this, right? Like, I guess, I don't know. I've never been one into like getting surgery or getting plastic surgery, but watching this, I was like, this is why I don't ever want to get surgery.
Okay. It's absolutely 100% the reason why I will never, ever volunteer to get a surgery that is not medically necessary.
Okay, exactly. Like, what is this? An elective surgery she had?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So he's feeding her yogurt. He stayed up all night icing her face, and he said that he feels like he's the dad.
I mean, that was really nice of him. He is taking good care of her.
He's taking great care of her, but he is complaining about it. He does want a pat on the back, and then he says, they haven't had sex yet. This is hours after her surgery.
That's right.
But it's worth the wait.
And then he says, I need time to get prepared.
Okay,
it's
well,
what?
We find out moments later that she's now going to her 24-hour checkup. Wow, Eric, you really waited out. I'm so glad. How did you do it?
Seriously, you're a hero.
Oh my God. So 24 hours later, he said, this is a quote, she's not recovering as quickly as I thought.
But also, like, what did he expect? He thought she was going to come out like tits out, right? Like tits blazing.
Does he think that she's a starfish? Like, does she just like, is she like healing like a lizard?
Yes. That's why, like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like this is pretty normal for after a surgery, right? Like, you're very out of it.
Yes, that is correct, Noelle. So now he's crying. And we find out that smaller implants actually hurt less. That's what Dr. Creepo says.
That he is a bloated Chuck Norris, right?
100%.
Yeah. I'm looking at him. I'm like, this is a Chuck Norris. That's what this man is.
That is the greatest description. So she's doing great. And the doctor said her boobs are very sexy. So thank you so much, doctor, for saying that. So also, he did make a comment that she's really out of it because she's not a drug user.
Right. He's like, oh, because she lives a clean lifestyle.
Right.
Is that what he meant?
That's what he meant. So what he's saying is, like, when you don't use drugs recreationally,
right,
the more any kind of drugs affect you.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Because so then you and I would be completely Larissa out.
Still, if we had the surgery months ago, we'd still be sleeping. They'd be like, come on, wake up. He said the less drugs you do, the more it affects you. Eric is honestly just such a hero. What a hero. He's iced her face in the middle of the night.
I want you to explain to me for real what's wrong with him. Like, for real, though. Do you think he likes the men or what?
I think he likes the men and he likes the camera.
That's the thing, because here's the thing. Liking men, that does not make something wrong with you. There is something wrong.
No, there's
with
something
him.
wrong with him. So I think what he's doing is he's trying to show a range of emotions so he could cut up these scenes and use it as his acting reel.
Okay, yeah. You just, Tracy, it's like I had a lightning bolt go off. Yes, it's like he's like being an actor.
Yes, he's
Right.
like, okay, when I use my reel, they're gonna, because when do you know about an acting reel?
No.
It's like clips of all the things you've been in to show all of the things that you're capable of. It's like your portfolio.
I've watched some. Yes, I have watched some. When I was helping Fairy cast that little film. Yes.
Okay.
We watched a bunch.
Do you see how Eric is using this? So, he's like, I'm going to show them when I'm angry. I'm going to show them how I brush my teeth in the backyard. I'm going to show them when I'm sad. I'm going to show them how I feed a dead person yogurt.
Seriously, that's what he was doing, that poor girl.
All right, well, now we jump forward 2 months since the surgery, and he said that the surgery was such a turning point in the relationship. And he said that it was a turning point because he took care of her and showed her that he could take care of her, and then also giant boobs. He didn't say that, but that's what he meant.
Right, because it's like, what does that mean? A turning point? Oh, so you had to care for her? Like, I don't get it.
Well, she comes out. She makes her appearance. What is your first thought?
Okay, so my first thought for real was that her face looks so much better than it did earlier in the season.
Okay. The first thought that I did, I was like, what is this hair? What is this awful?
No. She had terrible extensions.
She had awful extensions, and it really took away from everything.
I just feel like I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think almost like some of her fillers and her lip fillers like kind of went down a bit.
I will say this. I think he did a very nice nose job.
Her nose looks great. Her nose looks great.
Her nose made me want to get a nose job.
But that's what I mean. Like, her face looks better. I will say that.
I think that if there were less lip fillers, specifically on the top lip,
yes,
it would have even looked better.
Agreed.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So her friends come over. Carmen and Body Sculpting Hannah come over.
Yes.
And Carmen's like, oh, you look like a porno actress.
And it's like, well, I think that's what she's aspiring to be.
So she said that next she's going to do her belly. What do you think about these boobs?
Okay, I mean, listen, they're very, very big. My only thing is, so maybe I'm wrong here. I'm looking at
I know what you're gonna say.
The side boob.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking at her side boob, and it was like saggy-ish.
Interesting.
What were you gonna say?
The middle.
Oh yeah, no, the middle, of course. Like, but no. I'm talking about when I saw it on the side. It looked almost like
like a little fat flap?
Yes, like a fat flap.
Interesting.
Exactly.
I didn't look. Noelle, what is with the middle?
It's bad, Tracy. Listen, her boob job is not good. If he could do boob jobs like he could do nose jobs,
maybe he
should
just stick to the nose.
Yeah,
you know why?
He did a
Noelle?
really good nose job. Why?
The nose knows. I'm sorry about that. I'll see myself out.
You jerk off.
So she wants to do her belly next, and he's like, listen, I don't want to be her CNA. And they're like, okay, I know that you're like using fancy words for caretaker. And he's like, that means certified nursing assistant. Yes, Eric. Now we're going to put that part in your reel and show everyone how you're great at medical acting.
Seriously. It was like, and it's also like, not to be a jerk, but it's like, why wouldn't you take care of her? I know it's a lot, but like, if that was, my husband or my man, I would take care
also,
of him.
He thinks he owns her boobs, so why? Like, that's what you got to do.
That's
buddy.
the gross part. Like, what was it? It was Hannah that went to touch them, and then he was like, "Those are mine."
And he's like, "Just kidding."
Yeah,
well,
gross.
He said that they are having more sex, but it's still not enough for him. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's definitely more than he wants to touch a female.
Yeah, because they are not having sex, because then when whoever asked Hannah was like, oh, are you having more sex? She was like, definitely. And it's like, you're lying.
This is definitely not real. Okay, so now we find out that she vomited blood, and she was vomiting all night the first night.
Yeah,
and I gotta tell you, I appreciated that they didn't show it to us because TLC has a tendency to really play that up. We saw Colt vomiting in the trash can. I'm going to tell you how many times, okay?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, started the previews for the next week.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And they showed it about, I would say, 27 times just on the previews. Then they showed it during the episode maybe 49 times.
Yes.
And then they showed it on the recap of the last episode maybe 7 times.
And they showed it, they showed it on this episode. And it's like,
That's
I
what I'm
thought we
saying.
escaped this. Yeah, I thought we escaped
Can we move
this shit.
forward?
Right.
No. So Carmen said that she forgives Eric because he took such good care. Now we find out for no reason, because no one asked, that they sleep in the same room in different beds. Why?
Okay. So when I'm hearing them say this, I'm thinking, first of all, this is like Tracy's dream. Number one.
Correct.
Yes. I'm like, actually, I think Tracy would like to be in this relationship. Tracy would date
100%.
Larissa in 1 second, not Eric. I don't know. And it's like she's saying they're cats and it's like they're always on their phone and stuff. I don't think so. I think that he's like, gross, girls, get away from me.
Right.
You know?
He's like, listen, I'll say that we sleep together. Like, all you want, I'll say that I touch you. I'm going to tell everyone that, like, I love your fun bags.
Here's
I
the
love
thing.
your
I think
bazungas.
I think it's less weird to have separate bedrooms than it is to have separate beds in the same room.
Correct. So now Eric says, no one asked him, and Eric said, it's normal.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
it's
No,
not.
it's super. Yeah, no, it sounds normal, Eric. That's why you had to tell us that it's normal. That's usually, yeah.
That's
cool.
a telltale sign that it's normal.
Okay, so Larissa explains, you know, because everyone's confused. Why are they doing this? She's like, we're like 2 cats.
It's like, wait, what? And she's like, sometimes we want to be around each other. And it's like, wait, what? I don't know what this means.
Okay, well, they're 2 cats. Larissa, let me tell you, it's hard to listen to her voice. I don't know if it's the pitch, but it always sounds like she's kind of yelling.
Yeah, she is yelling a lot, but that's the pitch of her voice. That's not her yelling.
It bothers me. I think that it's probably why Colt had to call the cops on her, because she probably disturbed the cats with the pitch of her voice.
I don't know. I like Larissa. I really do.
I do too, but the voice, it's the voice.
Doesn't bother me. You have a thing with sound.
I do. So her green card is still processing, and Carmen asks if they will get married. Now, this is my favorite.
Okay, why?
All right. So Carmen's like, what if your green card doesn't go through? Would you guys consider getting married? Very
Right.
good question, Carmen.
Sure.
Eric says, well, she's got her family back home. I have to figure out what I'm doing.
Right.
What?
And it's like, but what does that mean? So you're in a relationship with someone and they say, I have to figure out what I'm doing. What does that mean?
You have a family back home?
Well, she's kids.
Okay, but what does that mean?
Then why'd you apply for a green card in general?
Translate that for me,
No,
Eric.
I can't.
Okay.
Can't.
That was...
And then she goes, and he's like, is this your idea of a proposal? She goes, I do. I thought that was funny.
Oh my God. I hope she's still friends with Jess.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't like Jess at all, but Larissa
like
is
Jess,
so
but-
likable that I feel like she could make me like Jess.
For sure. I think that we should all get nose jobs now. That is what I've learned from this.
Yeah, her nose looks so good.
We're going to go get Chuck Norris nose jobs.
Not boob jobs, though.
No. Oh my God,
No.
no. Listen, when you specialize in everything, you specialize in nothing.
Ooh, good one, Tracy.
Yeah, he should just be the nose job king. They were sitting out. That backyard was very nice looking.
It was very nice looking. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, how could this possibly be Eric's backyard?
Like, was this
of
the
that
same
house?
backyard that Eric was brushing his teeth in?
No, I don't think so. Right. That doesn't look like a teeth brushing backyard. That looks pretty nice. That looks like it would be Carmen's backyard, if anything.
Yes, absolutely. Carmen loves ordering things from Amazon. She loves decor. She has 2 little cute chihuahuas.
Yeah, Carmen is me, basically.
The only thing that would have made this party a little better is if they were drinking usual wines, because usual wines are for the modern drinker. Each bottle is 6.3 ounces. So that's like, what is that? Like
a little more than a glass, like a glass, almost a glass and a half.
Yeah, like a heavy pour.
Yeah.
It's so great. And Usual Wines are made from world-class grapes in California, Napa, Sonoma, Santa Barbara, and they're made with minimal intervention, 0 sugar and 0 additives.
But I thought that there was sugar in grapes.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to explain it to you, okay? Because I'm much smarter than you. All right, so Usual Wines are produced using natural, sustainable grapes that are harvested every fall. They're picked at optimal ripeness to ensure that all the sugar will be fermented completely until the wines are dry with no residual sugar. So all that's left over is delicious, clean wine.
That's awesome.
It's so great. This ensures that the wines are as dry as possible and lower in calories.
Ooh.
So, guys, go check out their website at www.usualwines.com and use our discount code TRASHTALK for $8 off your first order and try your first glass on us. So that's usualwines.com, discount code Trash Talk. You're going to love it. Honestly, the bottles are so cute. They look like little beakers. They so Instagrammable.
They're so cute. I love them. My mother-in-law loves it. It's really good. Yeah.
Really adorable, guys. Try it out. Let's just like switch over real quick to Angela and Michael.
Mike and Angie.
Mike and Angie, as we like to call them. So we switch over. Now, do you guys remember the PJs that Larissa was wearing? She was wearing like regular like PJs, like kind of like how you and I have, Noelle.
Yeah, like the burgundy one she had.
Yeah, so she had them. They were like burgundy pajamas with like white trim on them.
Yeah, they were really cute. They were just like ours.
They are. And Michael is wearing the same pajamas as Larissa when we open the scene.
Do you know that I did not even look? I was looking at Angela's bras strewn over the bed. That's what I was looking at.
Well, where else are you going to tote them?
I mean, so side note, guys, Tracey and I were in my driveway the other day and I had like, I don't remember what it was. It was like candy. It kept blowing away. And she's like, put in your bra. And I'm like, I'll tote it in my bra. She's like,
oh yeah, I could just tote it.
And then later on, she was like, did you take it out of your bra? And I'm like, oh no, I actually totally forgot. And I was like in my house for an hour already.
Do you think Angela has like an old sandwich in her bra that she's forgotten at some point?
Ew, it's probably very musty.
A musty bologna.
Yum.
Honestly, when I think of Angela, I think of musty bologna, so that works out. So
Yum.
Angela's going home to Mama, and he's taking her to the airport. And I got to tell you, he was trying to cry.
He couldn't make it happen.
He couldn't do it. He scratched his eye. So
he could not make it happen.
She has on the way to the airport, she has on a pin that says bride to be. Does she have on her bachelorette outfit again?
Here's the thing. On her way to the airport or in the airport, her outfit, her maroon bra, black tank top, and like a green lace duster.
Yes, that is
very interesting outfit.
Well, Angela arrives in Georgia and her mother is now responsive. So she wants to go to the hospital, and she said that she wants to joke with her because that's how she's usually gotten her to like lighten the mood a little bit.
I could see that though.
I thought that was kind of cute. So now she's in the confessional and she's talking directly to the camera. And I was almost like, oh my God, is Angela on fire? Because you just see smoke rising up. And I'm like, oh, she's smoking a cigarette about it.
She's smoking a cigarette, of course. Actually, I thought of you because when she's in the car and she's pulling up, she's like, I'm having anxieties. And I'm like, she's having multiple anxieties
She does.
again.
She always has multiple anxieties. So she's wearing her FU ring to go see Mama. Yeah. And then we find out that 10 days later, she died.
So sad.
So her and Skyla are crying on what seems like a very comfortable couch.
I know it does. And I'm like, oh, I like this couch.
But except remember, that couch is going to smell like Marlboros.
It's going to smell like children. It's going to smell like dead old ladies. It's not going to smell good.
I'm going to tell you, more than any of those smells, it's going to smell like cigarettes.
You're right, though. I don't know why she smokes in the house with the kids there.
Why not? No good?
No, I don't think that's good. What I didn't know was her mother was a 5-time cancer survivor.
Her mother was my favorite person on this show.
Yeah, that's wild. Good for her.
Yeah, her mom was she was a cool lady. She was very silly.
Yeah.
Now
she was.
Angela says to Skyla, you know, Skyla, you did a great job taking care of her. And I'm like, oh, I feel like that was like a sick burn.
Yeah, like, oh, you did a great job taking care of her. She died on your watch, Skyla.
No big deal. I kept this woman alive 5 times through cancer.
Yes. You couldn't keep her alive during
I
my
leave for
trip?
1 week to marry the love of my life in Africa, Nigeria.
Uh-huh. Right, because they're different places, yes.
And you kill grandma. Cool. Thanks a lot, Skylar.
Yeah.
Good job. So now Angela has a tattoo. Have we spoken about this before on her wrist?
No, it's a date, right?
3/8/11. So March
Yes.
8th, 2011. Nothing?
Yeah.
We don't know anything?
No, I don't know. Honestly, I was thinking of something like maybe like when like her first grandkid was born or something.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
she's so funny. She starts talking to Skylar. She's like, Mom really liked Michael. Okay.
I guess from what she saw of him on
whatever,
FaceTime.
however you want to reminisce, that's
the
fine.
thing. It's like whatever helps you sleep at night, Angela.
Okay, so now Araya asks, when is Dada coming home? Now, here's the thing. I thought they were talking about Michael, but they call Grandma Dada.
Okay, I thought they were talking about Michael too. That's very confusing.
I know. And I'm like, Dada? Now he's their father?
Right, because don't they
No.
call him Papa?
No, so they call him Papa. So Michael's been helping her through this as much as he possibly can. And she said that
Right.
London really cried at the funeral. Everyone else doesn't really understand. And it's like,
But she said it was pitiful. She
That's
goes,
sad.
she cried. It was pitiful.
yeah, you
And
know
it's
what
like,
London
oh my
was really
God.
crying about? London was like, Grandma, I remember when you went on 3 different talk shows telling my
Yes.
mom that you don't know who my dad is.
Mm-hmm. That's what's pitiful, Grandma.
Just saying. So she talks to Michael in the most staged conversation I've ever seen in my life.
I just feel like she's just mean to him all the time, and I
She's
don't
like-
even understand why.
Hi, Michael. How long do you think the spousal visa is going to take?
Right.
He's like, Angela, I think it's going to take 9 to 10 months, max 18 months. Did you talk to our lawyer, Mr. Liu? She's like,
And then
yeah, Mr. Liu, he sent in all the pictures to prove that we're not faking it, because everyone looked at it and it was like, they're faking it. But nah, I sent him the pictures of me in the red dress and the white dress with the blue bra. And
that
then,
was good, Tracy.
thank you.
was
And then
very
she's
good.
like, but now I'm just here smoking on the couch with the grand youngins.
The grand youngins.
Just smoking away, seeing how many times
I know.
could,
And then she's asking him, like, what were you going to say?
how many times they could survive cancer.
That's what I thought you were going to say. That's why
Uh-huh.
I was like, no, I need you to
Nope.
say it.
Yeah,
I need you
said
to
it.
say it.
I
She
said
went
it.
there, guys. She went there. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What I was going to say was, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I was going to say. You kind of threw me off with the cancer there.
I'm so sorry. Noelle,
Yeah.
we're still at Andre and Libby's wedding.
Okay. What the hell? This is a very long wedding, Tracy.
It's been 5 weeks.
Uh-huh. This is a very long wedding. It seems like a fun wedding, though.
I like the wedding. I like how spacious the venue is.
So do I. It's spacious. Nobody's on
There's
top
an outside.
of anybody.
There's an outside
Yep,
right
there's
there.
an outside. Yeah, I like that
Oh
a
my
lot.
God. So now we go back to Charlie's speech again. And now they're outside talking. So we find out the wedding cost $30,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's how much weddings cost, though.
No, but that's like a fancy wedding.
Oh,
So that's
listen,
like for that, I think they got a pretty good deal.
Well, right, because weren't they going to do like, weren't they, she said they were only going to spend like $5,000 or something at first.
Well, they didn't
Yeah.
spend anything because Chuck paid for it. So
Yes.
now, why didn't Chuck go after Charlie?
Because, okay, so I'm watching this and I'm like, there's no reason that Chuck can't stop him. And I feel like Chuck was siding with Andre.
Yes.
But
And then
like,
he
didn't
flip-flops
care
this
to
guy.
stop him. Yeah,
Yes.
he didn't care to stop him.
So now Charlie's cursing at Marcel and he's jealous that the wedding's nice. That's basically what's happening, and he
Yeah.
will not stop. But now, what's his name? Marcel?
I think it's Marcel. Yeah.
Okay. He wore jeans to the wedding. I wasn't
Oh.
kidding when I was like, this guy's too dressed down from the top up.
Tracy, when I saw him in the jeans, I'm like, are you for real
Because
right
the thing
now?
is, no one else is dressed like that. So it's not like everyone's dressed like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, bro, you were the best man. What happened? Like, maybe was he like a toddler where they brought his jeans when he got really tired?
Uh-huh.
And
That's
they
like
changed him on the dance
when you
floor?
bring your flats with you.
Yes. So Libby asked what Andre did to make him mad. Okay, you know what? She's not good.
Listen,
great either.
She's a fucking flip-flopper too, because it's like she tells her family how terrible Andre is. She tells Andre how terrible her family is. Like
she plays
she's
all
a shit
sides.
stirrer too. But
Yep.
you know what? She is really committed. She is committed to a life of having to say somebody's name with an accent forever. That is a terrible life.
She is like Giada Di Lorenzo.
Yes.
And she
Yes.
married
Mozzarella.
Parmigiano Reggiano. That's what.
Yeah.
Parmigiano
Reggiano.
Reggiano.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's like anytime, and it's like I picture like, was she in labor still rolling her R's saying, Andre, help me? It's like, what's wrong with you?
Andre.
That's so annoying.
What did they name the baby? Eleanor, right?
Eleanor? Yeah.
She probably is like,
Yeah.
Eleanor.
Yeah. Right. Charlie.
Well, it must have been pretty hot because Chuck is roasting.
Oh my God, this poor guy.
I'll
he
see
is a
myself
hot
out.
potato. This poor I was looking at him and I was
Sorry.
like, this is terrible.
Well, Chuck's now mad at Andre, and it must have. Chuck is like, he's soaked. He's soaking.
I know.
wet, this guy.
But you know what? Why doesn't he just take his jacket off?
All right, so they make up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Andre's
It
like,
was really
"Listen, I'm super
nice.
sorry." Okay, super nice. And then Chuck turns to the camera and he's still talking bad about him.
Yeah, I don't understand because I feel like this whole time, didn't you just want an apology, like a genuine apology from him?
Stop. All right,
Yeah.
well, 10 years later, we're still at the wedding. And now Charlie's yelling about stealing Chuck's money. I'm not going to let you guys steal Chuck's money.
Shut up. I'm sorry that your wedding sucked, Charlie.
Right?
Get over
so now
it.
Libby's crying and now she's mad at Andre.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
She's like, listen, Charlie was drunk. Oh, okay. So everything's cool. That's okay. All right, cool.
If that were me, I would have kicked Charlie out. I would have been like, send him back to this Airbnb.
100%.
Yep.
Also, I would have been like, oh, Charlie was drunk and everything's fine. And I would have been Andre and I would have taken a shot of something and then be like, oh my God, I'm so drunk. I beat up your brother. Sorry.
I think that it would be perfectly acceptable if he would have punched Charlie in the
Yes.
face. Yep.
So now she yells at Andre that they have to get along. He's like, yeah, I apologize. She's
I'm
like,
trying.
no, you have to apologize. He's like, I just did.
Right.
So now they dance. And then
It was
Andre-
cute.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
This is my favorite part of this whole
Tell me.
entire scene. Okay. So they're doing the confessional, talking to the camera. She's like, oh, this is such a beautiful night.
We have the same part. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So she's like, there were dancers and there was, my dad was sweating. It was great. There was a Chuck roast.
Oh, it's good. That was so good.
And then Andre goes, yeah, and there's a broke bum named Charlie. What a bum. Oh my God. And he wouldn't stop. She's like, are you seriously talking about my brother right
giggling.
now? You know what, Andre? Good. Say it
Good for
again.
him.
Because if that made you feel better, then
Yep.
I'm glad you said it.
The thing was, he was covering his mouth and giggling like a little kid. It
Uh-huh.
was hilarious.
He's like, listen,
Yep.
I wasn't allowed to punch him in the face. I'm going to call him a broke bum 100 times on camera.
he has been so much more likable since this happened.
Yes, for sure. All right, so let's move on to Kehlani and Asuleu. So they're going to say goodbye to his mom and sisters. And,
Right.
I got to tell you, his mom's voice is offensive to me.
Yeah. See, that's way more offensive than whose voice is it that you don't
Larissa.
like? Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Asuelu's mother's is worse.
His mom's voice is like when someone impersonates a woman.
Well, he is impersonating a woman. It's Asuelu.
That's what I'm saying. Like, his mom talks like how Mrs. Doubtfire talks.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Oh. It's like, stop. So this poor sister Rosa.
Seriously.
The baby's
I
giving
know.
her sister a thumbs up, and Rosa's giving the baby thumbs up because that's all. I mean, poor Rosa's like trying to read lips over here. She's trying to mouth words. Like, come on.
Nobody will communicate with her. It's really
It's
terrible.
terrible.
Like, and you watch Asuelu communicate with her, and he was like, he did something like over the shoulder, like trying to say airport, and it's like, that's not sign language for airport, my friend.
Nope. You might as well play Pictionary with the girl.
But that's what I think he's trying to do. He's trying to do Pictionary with his hands.
All right. So then Asuelo's mom is like, listen, Kehlani, I need you to forgive Tammy. And she's like, okay, cool. Where is she? She's like, oh, she left because she hates you.
Right.
And
she
she's
left
like,
without saying
all
goodbye
right.
to anybody.
All right. So now
it's fine because Kehlani didn't want to hug her anyway.
Absolutely. So now she's like, his mom's talking all wise and nice. Like she's, you know what she was talking like? She was talking like she was like the grandmother tree in a Disney fairy tale.
That's exactly what she was talking about. But it's like, oh, suddenly you're nice.
Yep. And then she's like, oh, my dear children, I am wise beyond my years. I want you to love everyone and love
Someone says she has
family.
wooden teeth. She does.
Okay, so this is what I think happened to her teeth.
Okay, tell me.
All right. So you see she has no top teeth, yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like she has extra bottom teeth.
Extra bottom teeth. Yes.
So do you think that she was like, I don't like them all up here. Is there any way we could put them all downstairs?
Yeah. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Yeah. Why not?
And she put all of her top teeth and got them implanted into the bottom on top of her bottom teeth.
Ouch. That must have hurt.
She has hundreds and hundreds of teeth.
They're
on her
overflowing. She has like shark teeth on the bottom. Yeah, they're overflowing.
Yeah, and the dentist was probably like, yeah, we can do whatever you want.
She's whisker central too. She has a lot of whiskers, that lady.
She's a fun person to to hang with. So now she talks all wise like she's an old tree, right?
Right.
And then she's like, and I need some money. And then there was like, Kehlani's giggling because she's like, regardless of what you say, I'm not giving you money. So it literally doesn't matter. And then she's like, just kidding. And it's kind of like, I'm kidding if you are.
Right. Like kind of like,
unless she wanted to give you money.
Right.
So now a few weeks later, they go out to eat. It's date night. And do you notice that she orders an old fashioned? And I'm like, there's no shot she's drinking an old fashioned.
Okay. She ordered this and I'm like, give me a break. You don't even know what this is. You have no idea what this is.
And then you saw Asuelu was drinking it. She ordered it for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, I mean, listen, watching this, I wasn't really too focused on that. I was more focused on she's over it. Like, you can tell even watching this, like, she is so checked out of this relationship.
So she gets nachos and she feeds them to him, and it's spicy because there was jalapeno, and he chugs his old fashioned like it's water.
Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, is that the old fashioned that he's chugging?
Yep.
He had a very hard time with that jalapeno.
It's like in a pint glass too.
I know. I've never seen. I thought they were in a rocks glass. I've never seen one in a pint glass before.
So, the waiter comes over, and I got it. Did you see the look on his face? He looks like something very bad happened to him.
He looks like show me on the doll.
He looks like he just witnessed a murder.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not look
of like
happy.
a child.
He didn't look okay. Right. He looks like, oh shit, why am I on camera? I'm scared.
He's like,
yeah.
Hello. Did you need anything from me? Maybe some scrap paper? Anything for arts and crafts?
Right. You need pens?
She's like, actually, we need 2 pens because Asuelu has therapy homework. So they start writing down their chores. So he's like, okay, my chores are that I'm just going to clean up after myself. And your chores are that you do all the stuff. You clean up after yourself, clean up after the kids, and then like do all the rest of the stuff.
Right. And you feed me and you feed the kids. Just everything like except, well, okay, I'm just going to do everything just for me.
Right. And then he's like, but also for the family, I'm going to go outside and clean all the apples.
She's like, I don't give a fuck about apples, buddy. It was very funny.
Yeah, but he only wants to do things outside away from the family.
Yeah, because he doesn't like the kids and she doesn't like him.
She's like, he's like, you know, sometimes I go out in the middle of the street and I just wash it. He's like, remember when I was I was mopping the street? She's like, yeah, I know that you do that. I need you to not do that anymore.
Yes.
So now, yada, 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 3 months have passed.
Right.
COVID's hit, and he's going out with his friends, and he's lying. So she ultimately won't let him back in the house. She told him to go to his mom's, and she booked him a one-way ticket there. Because
But here's the thing.
He was going to play volleyball.
But that's the thing. Like, screw TLC for making me think Asuleu was out with like another girl. Because it's like, he's been lying about where he's going. That was in like the coming attraction.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have cared if it was.
He was going to play volleyball with his slow to process friends. That's what
I
he's
understand
doing.
that. But it's in the middle of COVID.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. Why is the volleyball place even like open? Because he plays indoors.
But it's probably like, well, first of all, remember, COVID took a little while for some things to shut down.
Oh, for sure.
And we're in New York City, so this is a little bit different. We kind of like shut down first.
I think that honestly, I'm not making excuses. I think that he's not smart enough to understand how dangerous it was.
Correct.
And I think that this is also the perfect out for her because she was already over
Totally
it.
agreed. She's like, yeah, you can't do this. You're in trouble. You're getting grounded. You're going to your
Yeah.
mom's house. He said that he thinks that he won't get sick. And this is the funniest thing is that she's sitting on her bed with her mom, right? And over the bed is a chalkboard that they've decorated. It says, "We've decided on forever."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they sit there as they discuss the divorce. So she put
and then there's a coffee mug there too that says "Love you more." And
Yeah,
it's
well,
like, oh, okay,
guess
good.
what? I love you
Yep.
less because you're not here anymore. So she put a tracker on his phone and she's like, "Where'd you go?" And he's like, "Oh, I drove around." She's like, "Yeah, because I tracked you and you went to go play volleyball." And he's like, "Well, I had to lie because you would get mad."
Well, here's the thing with him and with a lot of men, he never took her seriously. And it's like she kept saying like, "Here's your warning, here's your warning,
It's
here's your
easier
warning."
to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Exactly. And he just kept doing it. And it's like, listen, eventually she got mad enough. But I will say this. It is so hard to leave any relationship, even if it's just a boyfriend. So for a woman with 2 children to really be thinking about leaving her husband, like that takes balls.
Okay, but in her defense, I would say that this is more like putting your oldest for adoption than breaking up a marriage.
No. But also, like, I'm not throwing stones. I think what she's doing is great. I think it's going to benefit her life and her children's life. But I'm sure it's got to be very scary for her. And I think, like, good for her.
It's
instead of
almost
taking
like,
the easy way out.
Yeah, but it's almost like her oldest is going off to college. And she's like, you got to fend for yourself now. You got to learn how to be a man. Did you see how long her mom's hair is?
Okay, now we know where the girls get their beautiful hair from. Her mother's hair is gorgeous.
It's down to her ankles.
But it's just so beautiful. It's so
my
thick.
God.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
So Kaylani says something that I felt to my core.
Ooh, tell me.
She said that she doesn't even see the point of being married. Yeah.
I mean, listen, if I was her and I was in her situation, I would feel the same way. Why am I doing this? What's
he doesn't
the
help
point?
her out.
I don't get anything out of this.
He said that he was super careful when he played volleyball. Well, guess what? You were so careful. Now it's 3:17 a.m. and you're driving yourself to a shuttle that's going to drive you to Vegas from Utah. And you're going to go on a plane and you have to stay with your mom and all her teeth are on the bottom and she is going to bite you.
Yeah. And then she's going to ask you for money. That's all she's going to do.
Well, she said she's super sad, but she's not sure if she'll miss him. So he is at the airport and he's leaving. He's like, I FaceTimed them, but they didn't answer. Oh, really? Maybe it's 5 a.m.
Yeah. Not only is it 5 a.m, but like, she doesn't like you. She doesn't like you.
Not at all. All right. Let's talk about someone else that I don't like at all. Tanya and Sinjin, either one of them.
But now let me ask you, which one is the one you don't like?
I like Tanya more than Sinjin.
So when we first watched this, I obsessively hated Tanya.
Yes.
I don't love her, but I hate him all the way now.
No, I almost like her because I hate him so much.
Well, that's the thing. She looks just like Andre with Charlie. It just makes him look she looks so much better now.
Well, Sinjin said it's hot and his brother's like, "Oh, welcome to Africa."
Thanks, asshole.
All right. Well, let me tell you something. His sister's face it looks like she's really trying to poop.
The whole time, ever since we saw her, you would always have a comment about her. So now I obsessively look at her.
But I can't believe this.
Tracey does not like this child.
Okay. There is this, God, of course I have to say something mean.
I like it. You
All right,
could be the bad guy.
Okay, so there is this thing that so it's like a calfskin doll that you put beside a cow when you're a calf when you're feeding it.
Oh, okay. You would know this.
I'm Googling the name for it.
Great. So she looks like a doll that isn't even fit for children. That's fit for calves. That's what she looks like apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What is the purpose of the doll?
It's to calm the calf when you're feeding it.
So St. John's the calf? Oh God. No, honestly though, you're right. There's something very off about her. Like she I don't know, like she's like stunted as a child or something.
Yes. There's just something going on.
Like she still plays with dollies and like Polly Pocket.
Ooh, I like Polly Pocket.
Me too.
It's just there's something going on. Maybe like she looks slaughter processed for sure.
Yeah.
But but she has a lot of opinions.
But that's what I mean. Does she just look slow to process, but she's actually not? You know, I don't know.
I would rather be the opposite.
The part, right? No,
I'd rather be slow to process and look non-slow to process.
Me too.
Well, guess what, Noelle? You won.
Yeah, thanks, jerk off. I was waiting for that one.
All right. Well, so they say like, oh well, you know, they'll probably get divorced and Tanya isn't so great. This is what his sister says.
Right. Uh-huh.
And then his brother's like, oh, just stay here. Don't worry about going back. And it's like, oh, he's married. They're trying to convince him to leave her and just stay there.
Yeah, it's really terrible. Like nobody's got Tanya's back at all.
So now
I also think when Tanya was down there last time when they met or whatever, I think she was a real asshole to everybody too. So that's why everybody has a shit opinion about her.
Yeah,
you know?
but like what? I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
You still have to support the way you could support St. John is by like kind of supporting his marriage.
No, of course. Like they could be nicer, and by them, they're just adding fuel to the fire and they're confusing him more.
Oh my God, I'm still obsessing about this.
The calf doll.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, everyone basically is trying to convince him to stay. Yes.
I'm gonna get listen, guys. If you know the name of this doll, if you work on a farm. Make sure you're going to our group on Facebook and you're going to tell me exactly what the name of it is. Someone post the name of this doll. All right, so they're going to get ice cream on their last day.
Right. But which kind did she get?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So she got granadilla.
Yeah, what is that?
It's like a passion fruit.
Ah, in what language?
It's just a species of passion, like kind of.
Oh,
like it's in the
okay. Because I'm like,
fruit.
what on
like
earth
we just
kind of
don't have them here.
Okay.
So he doesn't know if he's ready to go back.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, he tells her, he goes, it's gonna be super hard to get on super tough to get on the plane and go back to Connecticut for me.
Right. And she's like, oh, okay, that's what I want to hear.
She's like, oh, okay. I mean, you're gonna though, so that's cool.
Right.
And he's like, listen, you know, I don't want to go back to America with you. I don't really want to be married to you, but I don't regret any of this. And she's like, oh, it sounds like you're breaking up with me. He goes, I'm sorry that's the way you feel. Right. And then he changes his entire tone. Mm-hmm. And then they kiss. And then he says to the camera that Tanya loves him and he doesn't see anyone loving him more.
Right.
And then he also says, but I don't think this is going to work.
But that's what I mean. He's so confusing. He has in his mind that this isn't going to work out, but he's going there almost like to be a hero again.
Yes,
like I'm going to try though.
I have to accompany my disabled woman back to the U.S. Then he hooks up with his mom. Tanya makes out with his mom, and they're on their way.
Here's the thing with Tanya and St. John, and I will say this: she was like obviously very, very controlling. She has lost all of her control in this relationship, and that's why this is happening now. Like, he rules the relationship suddenly.
Oh, yeah. I think she should leave him.
Oh, no, she should.
She should have been like, you know what? I think you should stay here. I'm going to go back to the shed.
Yeah, I would have said that though. I would have been like, stay here. You don't want to come with me? Don't.
Yeah.
Bye.
Stay with your brother and sister and your mother and father who are brother and sister.
Yes, they are brother and sister. They're the mole people. They are brother and sister.
All right, let's talk about Colt and Debbie. Now, Colt and Debbie are now a couple. So that's why
they
I
are
say
a
Colt
couple.
and Debbie.
Uh-huh.
So Debbie and Colt are now clipping the cat's nails with a human nail clipper. Now, our very good friend and listener, Abby Kimmel, is a amazing award-winning cat and dog groomer.
Right.
And she said that you do not use human nail clippers on a cat or a dog. And it's absolutely awful what they did.
But isn't that like self-explanatory?
You would think.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know what is confusing? When you buy a regular nail clipper, it doesn't say human nail clipper on it.
Well, that's the problem. You know, listen, people are dumb. And you have to, just like now it says hot on coffee cups, you know?
That's good.
Right.
That is a good thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of that. So the cat attacks him, well deserved, and then the doorbell rings.
Right.
And the vegan food comes.
What a moron. Like, that, is this real?
Yes, they got vegan takeout.
Mm-hmm.
And Colt's been super depressed since Jess, and Deb said that he really holds his pain in.
Give me a break.
And she wants a lot of better communication. And it's like, yeah, I understand. Like, that's how Tanya and St. John are too. Like, they're having communication problems.
Right. They want to communicate with each other.
So he said that he has no privacy. And Deb is like, well, Jess used you.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say that Jess used him. You think that Jess used him?
100%. I think that Jess thought it was going to be a quick and easy way to get her green card because he was on TV, because he was in the spotlight. She thought it was going to like go pretty quickly and that he would definitely want to do this for the storyline and marry her.
Interesting. I really did not think that.
You thought she was just attracted to him?
Yeah, I thought she actually liked him.
You know what? Who's slow to process now?
Obviously me, guys. If you want to know who's slow to process, it's me.
It's you. Go ahead. So Deb's hair got so long.
I know it did. She loves a good button down, though. Like, she put on her finest button down to get dumped right here.
I know. Seriously. Well, Deb and Colt, before they break up, they really should go to marriage counseling. But he said that he wants her to step back from his relationships because girls think that she's competition. Colt, I don't think you're seeing it clearly either.
Yeah. Like, there's something wrong happening here.
And he wants her to, this is a quote, treat me like a man. Colt?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Hello?
Like, you want her to be more affectionate? You want her to be more submissive? You want her to be the little spoon? What do you mean?
I don't like it.
I don't like this at all. So he said that he wants to get to know her better and he wants a friendship first. Is he friend zoning her?
Right. Okay. That's exactly what he's doing. And I'm watching this and it's like, oh my God, I have said this. I've said these words before, but not to my dad.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Well, I guess what he means by that he wants to like get to know her better as like, you know, as a friend is like just less hooking up.
Right. But here's the thing. He wants to hold her hand.
I know, but it's like more spending time and less hooking up. So, okay, they did a little bit of bad editing in the hand holding scene.
Why?
So he goes, can I hold your hand? And she gives him her hand, but then she pulls it away quickly. But I don't think that's what she did.
Okay.
I think they edited it so that she gives the hand, and I think they held hands for a little while.
And then she took it away. Okay.
And I think that when she took it away, they edited that to be like, because I mean, really, what did she do? She gave him her hand and then pulled it away like a cat.
Yeah, and then she said, well, yeah. And then he probably took out the nail clippers. And then she said she had to go, I have to go to the restroom. So,
all right. Okay. Well, he said to her, please look at me when I talk to you.
Gross. And
she said that she won't do his laundry anymore. And then he said, this is a quote. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is a red letter day for my mother and I.
Okay. What does that mean? I wrote that.
Okay.
Tell me.
Okay. So what it means is that it's like a memorable day, meaning that like if there's a holiday or something on the calendar, it's red.
Oh, so today's a holiday?
It's a memorable day. It's noteworthy. It's noteworthy. So it's like a turning point in their relationship.
Oh, because I'm like, when he says this, I'm like, okay, I don't understand at all what that means.
Okay, so remember how Eric said that when Larissa got her big bajungas, it was a turning point in their relationship? Colt is saying that him breaking up with Deb is a turning point. Well, actually, not breaking up with her, just, telling her that there's going to be less physical hooking up.
Okay, like friend zoning her, right?
Right. Him friend zoning her is actually helping, and it's going to turn their relationship around.
All right. Well, good for them. I'm glad that they're parting ways in that way.
Yes. It's amazing. So, guys, that was it. That was the whole thing. This is the season finale on this, and we're going to be covering 3 different parts of the tell-all. Can you believe it's a 3-part tell-all?
No, stop telling me.
Oh my God.
Stop telling me.
It's going to be a very, very long ride. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure that you get tickets for October 3rd. The link is going to be in the show notes here. So if you're listening to this podcast, just go over to the description. You could click on that, and the tickets are available through Eventbrite, October 3rd, 7 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. And we're going to be covering Darcy and Stacy. Guys, make sure you're following the podcast at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, you could follow me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter, Noelle at Noe Girl on Twitter, Noe_bear810 on Instagram. And don't turn us off yet. We have brand new 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk holographic stickers for sale. So make sure you check out our Instagrams and my webpage, TraceyCarnazzo.com, for more info on how to get a sticky.
Ooh.
Okay, bye.
Bye.